What key life experiences have formed who you are today?
A lot of it stems from my marriage and my family. I have two kids, and my wife and I have experienced a lot in raising a family. I've also had a lifetime of volunteerism, and our church life as well, because we do a lot of things through our church.
How did you become passionate and involved in the city?
18 years ago, I guess it was, there was a situation where a disturbed person was putting razor blades and broken glass in the tot lots. So I went to the association to say we need to make sure that the sand gets raked every morning. And they said, well, we can't do that every morning because there's a cost to that and it's not possible to do. And so I started to try and organize parents to rake the sand every morning. In the meantime, they caught the person who was doing that. But the association came to know me because I wanted to be involved with that. A number of people said, you should really run for city council. And that was 10 years ago that I ran for city council, and I've been on the council ever since.
What are your core values and how are they reflected in your work?
In particular, in serving in an elected office, integrity has become so critical. So many people have become distasteful or distrusting about some of the distasteful things that are happening in government. And it makes the job harder when the public doesn't trust you and is constantly asking you to verify and validate the things you do. And the public just stopped trusting because of an incident that occurred in our city. And it really highlighted the importance of integrity. And that's really, that's become such a critical part of everything that I do, that I really feel like that is a top priority.
Why is our city a great city?
The best part about this city, first of all, it's one of our biggest challenges, but the best part is that we are really leaning more toward residential than business. So there's a lot of residential, there's a lot of recreation opportunities, and there's open space as opposed to business parks and shopping centers. And it gives us what I would say is a small town feel, but we still have the services that you need to live here, to work here, or we're adjacent to so many great things. We're only 5 miles from the coast. So we're adjacent to the coast. We can do all kinds of great things, but we do have that small town feel. And I really think it's because of how much residential we have.
What causes, projects, and activities are you involved in?
I am involved quite a bit with education and working with students. Part of that actually, and sadly, does involve homelessness and food insecurity. You'd be shocked at how many students at the high school are homeless and relying on the lunches that they get at the high school for their primary meals. And just a couple of years ago, Laura's House opened their headquarters in Aliso Viejo, and they provide services for victims of domestic violence.
How do you collaborate with other groups and individuals to realize your impactful work?
I worked with some students at Aliso Niguel High School to form the Aliso Niguel Youth Council. So students that are interested in local government join the council, and yet we interact and they provide information and input on things that the city is involved with. And they also let me know when they need help and support for the different clubs at the high school. But I also am involved every month with the Aliso Viejo Chamber of Commerce, so I can be aware of what the businesses are concerned with and also work with those businesses directly. And then finally, for the last 10 years, I've hosted a monthly coffee chat. Now during COVID, it's virtual, it's on Zoom, but every month, the first Saturday of every month, I invite members of the community to tell me what they're concerned about.
What other creators who are focused on similar causes, projects, and activities have influenced you?
The Surfrider Foundation has been doing some incredible work, and I've gotten to work with them on protecting the coastline. And the Sierra Club right there with them, they have been doing tremendous work, working with government officials, working with the AQMD to make sure air quality is where it should be.
What would you recommend I do to become a future, she says, creator of our great city?
The path that I took is typical. You know, you start out small, you go through and then you end up in elected office if you work hard enough. But it's changed a lot these days. And what I found, there are a lot of people who really never did any of those things, but they had an issue that they are passionate about.